I ran into a guy. His name was MTH. I said, howdy. He said, hi.
If you like pina coladas
and getting caught in the
by.
rain.
If you love making love at midnight.
Another great success for Larry Izzo and his salute to the troops. And here now, Larry Izzo and U.S. Army veteran Mark Struczewski. And this is another great story that people really don't know about. Larry Izzo was over in Afghanistan back in 2005, and I'm going to let you take it away from there because you were honoring the troops.
Yeah, it was on a USO-sponsored trip. We were there to open up the Pat Tillman Center in Bagram, Afghanistan, and I had my Super Bowl rings, both of them at the time, on as I was throwing footballs out to all the soldiers in the crowd. And at some point throughout that, as I was slinging these balls into the crowd, my ring flew off my hand. And I had no idea where it went. I wasn't going to really worry about it until after.
Did you even know it was missing? When did you find out?
I realized.
You're throwing footballs. When did you find out your ring was missing?
At some point, I looked down at my hand and my ring was gone, and I was too into throwing these balls to the crowd because I couldn't just say, hey, wait a second, my ring's missing. You know, I didn't want to make a scene, so I just kept throwing the balls. And about a couple of minutes later, Mark comes up.
Yeah, and this is where Mark comes in. All right, Mark, so take it away from there.
Yeah, I had just arrived at Bagram Airfield from Kabul City, which is about a 2-hour convoy, and saw him chucking balls into the crowd and stood in about maybe 20 yards off the stage and got blasted in the shoulder.
With
the ring. And I looked down at my feet and kind of looked around. Everyone else was still moving, so I grabbed it, and that's when I took a couple still photos and started my video.
And this is how small the world is, okay? This is over in Afghanistan. Larry obviously plays for the Patriots. Mark is from Arlington, Massachusetts.
West Point grad, where my father went to school, so the odds of, number one, losing your ring, but then the person that finds the ring is from Boston. He's a Patriot fan. He's a West Point guy. It was just a really interesting story as far as how small this world can be at times.
Were you touched when he comes up and says...
I really was. You know, in the video, you really... You can't tell because I take the ring, I'm like, thanks, I hand it to somebody, and I just continue throwing these balls out to the crowd. But then afterwards, we tried to touch base, and he had already head back to Kabul.
Right.
But then later on in Boston, we connected, and you know, it's been great to get to know him. You know, with Veterans Day this weekend, you know, for us to be able to pay tribute to the troops out there.
Special occasion
today, and then also Mark here. It was. I'm glad that was how, you know, what brought us, you know, together here.
Mark, what does Larry mean to you, especially coming over there and making a salute to the troops over there?
Well, what it is, you know, you're 10,000 miles away from family and friends, and, you know, you have a little escape from reality. I was all fired up about the Pat Tillman dedication. And then when I came up and found out that Larry Izzo, New England Patriot, just won a championship, you know, I had missed the Red Sox championship, I missed the Patriots championship, and this was my little escape. And once I got hit with the ring and brought it up to Larry, you know, I just, you know, I couldn't believe I was in the right place at the right time.
You know, there was a chance, Larry, you may never have seen that ring again.
If that hits like a Steeler fan, you know, hopefully it would have hit him right in the forehead, but if it had hit him, I don't think I would have seen it, you know.
When the ring hits you right away, I mean, did you know it? I mean, when you picked...
I was standing on fresh new gravel, so I just, you know, the first thing that came to my mind, it was a good, I mean, the ring's big,
right?
You know? So I'm thinking, you know, some Marine or something was chucking rocks. I don't.
And then you look down and you see it's, oh my goodness,
sparkling, and I look around and everyone else is still doing what they were doing. Larry's up there throwing footballs, and I reached down and it took me about 4 seconds for it to all click. I'm like,
hey guys,
crazy.
Yeah, great story, super story. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate
Thanks for having us.
All right. Bob Lobel will be back. When we come back, he'll preview a jam-packed hot stove edition of Red Sox This Week. Stay with us. Guests on Sports Final receive a gift certificate to Milton's, the store for men. At Milton's, you'll be as comfortable in their stores as you will be in their clothes.